So the Western Conference All-Star selections are right around the corner. They're going to be announcing the starters tomorrow. But I want to give you my opinion and how I think this is all going to play out, or who deserves it. And there's going to be some snubs because it's a tough list. I'm not going to lie. First off, Nikola Jokic. We know he should be in there. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you look at the numbers, and he's carrying a roster where their benches has been up and down. Now, Westbrook playing with Jokic has been night and day, just so much better than what Westbrook's had to deal with in the past. And it's good to see Westbrook finding a row in Denver and thriving with Jokic. And then SGA, I mean, enough has been said about him. 46 points tonight against the Jazz. We saw him against the Celtics, how phenomenal he was down the stretch. And SGA continues to just get better and better. We saw the middies in that Cleveland game, and he was just going crazy with them. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, he's shifty. He's very manipulative with the ball, and he plays with a certain pace. And sometimes you're like, oh, I got him where I need him. And next thing you know, he's getting to his spots and drawing free throws or just getting in the mid range. And it's just impressive stuff. And he's been working that pull up shot from three. And SGA is just unbelievable. So definitely got him there. Kevin Durant should be starting. I think he should be in the front court. I don't have LeBron James starting, even though he'll probably make it, but I wouldn't have LeBron in my starting lineup. I would have Victor Wembanyama because the defense has been unbelievable. There's been times lately where his offense hasn't been great, but as a second-year guy, the leap he's taken, and he's got, I think last time I checked, he's got 7 games where he has 7 more blocks. That's crazy to me. The defense is phenomenal. I know the Spurs have been kind of struggling lately, but they're a young basketball team, but they've been better than last year. And you got Castle, him, and Sohan. Man, look out. Like the Spurs defensively, as they build more chemistry and get more reps together with those 3 guys. And they got a ton of draft capital. I mean, the Spurs are going to be scary in a few years and will definitely be championship contenders sooner rather than later. Now, the last guy in the backcourt, Luka has missed some games, and it's tough for me to not have Luka in the starting lineup. And that's not easy because, it's been unfortunate with him this year. The Mavs are struggling, and I'm not going to give up on Dallas yet. I know they announced that Lively is going to be out for 2 to 3 months. That's just a hard loss to deal with. But I think Luka is going to come back with a vengeance. I think they're supposed to reevaluate him next week, and he's going to show why he is still one of the best players in the world. But I'm going to give it to his running mate Kyrie Irving because he's shooting 48% from the field, 43% from 3 on 7 attempts. And when you're carrying an offense without Luka, and I think Kyrie's has been phenomenal this year. I think he deserves to be in that starting out over Steph. I don't think Steph's been better than Kyrie this year. And that's what I would have as my starting 5. It's Kyrie, SGA, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, and Victor Wembanyama. Now, on to the reserves. This is where things get tough. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be some guys who are like, man, why aren't they in? But hey, it's my list. So Anthony Edwards, obviously. Now, I wanted to start him. And I understand if you want to go the conservative route, put Ant over Kyrie Irving. But that's just my opinion. Anthony has been phenomenal ever since the Tatum game where Anthony didn't play that well. He's been on a tear lately, and he's still shooting. I think around like 42.8% from 3, which is crazy to me. Now, obviously, the mid range hasn't been as good this year, and I would like to see him more downhill and not settling for those 3-point shots. But again, Anthony Edwards has still been a phenomenal basketball player, and he deserves to make it. The next guy up, I'm still going to put Steph Curry in there. He still can shoot the ball phenomenally. And so I got Steph there. Next guy is Anthony Davis. Not going to forget about Anthony Davis. I mean, defensively, the dude is a beast. And, the Lakers, I think, are top 6 right now. Last time I checked. The West always changes. I haven't looked at it as of late today. And then you got LeBron James. LeBron's LeBron. So I think he'll get his spot. I would rather have Jalen Williams in there. And I know this is going to be a tough subject because people are going to be mad because Jalen Williams probably won't make it over LeBron James. And I can understand why OKC fans are mad about that. Look, you have every right to be mad because Jalen Williams, I know he's at 20 points, but he's still phenomenal for them. And I understand he's shooting 47.5% from the field on 35% shooting. And then you got, LeBron 51% and then 40% from 3. It's just people are going to vote for LeBron because of just his history, his longevity. But I understand why you want to put Jalen Williams in there. I mean, he's part of a defensive core that is locking people up night in, night out. You're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Look, I have no problem with you guys saying Jalen Williams over LeBron James. No issues whatsoever. You will not hear any arguments from me. The next guy up, I got Sengun. I think he deserves a spot on this team. He's been really good for the Rockets, and they deserve someone on that roster to make it. But it's tough because you still got – I can't forget about Jared Jackson. He's been phenomenal for the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think he should get a spot. It's just so hard because Sabonis, Jackson Jr., and Sengun. Jackson Jr. should get over those two guys, but man, Sabonis, Sengun, it's a tough list because man, Sengun's been good, Sabonis been good. The more I think about it, though, I lean more towards Sabonis because of the rebounding. The Kings have turned it around, and I would love to put Fox in there, but I think because they turned around, it was a couple weeks ago where the firing happened, Mike Brown. I'm gonna give it to Sabonis in this case, and I'm not gonna put De'Aaron Fox in there. I know that's tough, but I don't see it. It's hard because I think he's been really good. But so we're down. I think we have one more reserve. So far we have Jokic, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Wembanyama, Anthony Davis. We've got Sengun. We've got Jackson Jr. We've got Sabonis, SGA, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Edwards. And at the Steph as well. So hold on, let me do that again. So Jokic, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Wemby, Anthony Davis. Then we got Jared Jackson Jr. Then we got Sabonis. Then we got SGA, Steph, Luca, Anthony Edwards, Kyrie. That's tough because now we're leaving out Jalen Williams, and I know that's hard because you're on the best team in the NBA. You're the second option. It might be just a year away for Jalen Williams. Sometimes a young guy who's still up and coming, proving himself in the NBA, Jalen Williams will get better. I know he is, splits on, not what you expect. You like to see him in that 25, 26 range, averaging points. But at the same time, he's been anchoring that defense next to the other guys for OKC. So it's just a hard thing to make an argument against him. If you want to leave out Sengun, I'm fine with that. Actually, I'd probably I'm going to put Jalen Williams. So Jokic, LeBron, KD, Wemby, Jalen Williams, Sabonis, Jackson Jr., SGA, Steph, Luca, Kyrie, Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I might leave out Sengun, but again, it's hard, man. This is a hard list. Now, if you want to make an argument for Sengun over Sabonis, have at it. This is another thing is I think you need like extra 3 guys in the All-Star game because the snubs, it's just hard. The West is so talented, even like John Morant not being in there. But to me, he missed some games, so that's why I don't have him higher. Devin Booker, he's been good, but feels underwhelming. So, and if you want to make a case for Norman Powell, just for the vibes and just for what he's provided for the Clippers this year, listen, I'm not going to argue that. I think he's been phenomenal for the Clippers in the starting lineup. I mean, he's been playing better than Paul George. I mean, they haven't missed a beat without Paul George. There are some cases to be made, especially when Sengun's left off this list. If you want to put Sengun over Sabonis, I'm not even mad about that. Again, it's just one of those situations where I think the NBA should look at this and go, we should add an extra 2 or 3 bodies in each conference so other guys aren't left out. But there might be times, like I've said in the other video, for the East, someone might get hurt, someone might not want to even show up, and that slot's open. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, these guys are all deserving. I think, when you look at the West, there's so much talent in that front court, and Sengun will get there. If he doesn't make it this year, he'll make it next year, in my opinion. J-Dub, if he doesn't make it this year, he'll be there next year. If you want to say J-Dub should be over LeBron James, got no arguments there. He's been really great for the OKC Thunder. He just might be a year away. That's just what happens sometimes with these players. They're young guys. They start proving themselves, getting their feet wet, and that just happens from time to time. Even though I'd rather see J-Dub because I think for the NBA, they should be marketing their younger guys. They should be giving more love and attention to OKC, the way they play basketball and defense. I mean, when Chet was in the lineup, he was holding guys in the restricted area to 19%. That's insane. And they had a 98-something point defensive rating. That's ridiculous. So, again, like you have J-Dub on this team, and he deserves a ton of credit. But, this will motivate him if he doesn't make it. And he'll definitely be there next year as well. Because, I mean, you can't put LeBron James at, 41 in the All-Star game? That's not me hating. I just think eventually you got to move on from the guys like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron and start propping up your young guys. Because you got Jalen Williams, you got your Sengun, you got your Victor Wembanyama, you got your Anthony Edwards. These are the young faces you need to be paying attention to in the Western Conference because you look at the Rockets, they look phenomenal this year. They play great defense, great team ball. Ime Udoka deserves a ton of credit what he's doing with that team. And then you got Wemby, who is just a freak by himself. The guy's an alien. And Sengun's been really good for the Rockets. The list goes on and on. The guys that do deserve it. And, of course, SGA and J-Dub. What are we doing here? So yeah, I mean the NBA's definitely got to get better with the marketing, in my opinion. Like just start fading away from the older guys and your KDs, your LeBrons and Currys, and start focusing on dudes who are winning basketball games, playing good ball at a high level, and contributing on their team. So those are just my thoughts. Love to hear from you guys of what you think about this list. Do you agree or disagree? Who are your snubs, and who do you think is going to be left out? Who does deserve to be on this All Star team for the West? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.